So we've all been there, right? You're staring down this insane study goal, maybe 10 hours in a single day, and you just crash and burn after, what, two? Well, today we're going to completely flip that script. We're going to show you a system to build some serious mental stamina, but without all the burnout.
Think about it like this for a second. You wouldn't just walk into a gym for the very first time and try to bench press 100 kilos. You'd get absolutely crushed. I mean, it sounds completely absurd, doesn't it? But that is exactly what we expect our brains to do when we decide out of nowhere to study for 10 hours straight with zero training.
And this right here is the whole philosophy. See, way too often we treat studying like it's a jail sentence. It's this punishment we have to get through, where we force ourselves to sit there and then we feel guilty when we can't do it. We need to start treating it like the gym, a place you go to train, to use a system and to actually build up your mental stamina over time.
This is probably the most important mindset shift you can make. When you can't hit those long hours, the problem isn't that you're lazy. It's not that you're undisciplined. It's just that you're untrained. You haven't built up the capacity for that kind of mental workout yet, but you absolutely can, and that's what we're going to dive into. Okay, so let's get into the practical stuff. Phase 1 is all about mastering your rhythm. This is where we stop fighting against our own biology and we start working with our brain's natural built-in energy cycles. You see, your brain doesn't just hold focus in one long, flat line. It works on something called an ultradian rhythm. Think of it like a wave. You've got this period of high energy and focus, and then it's followed by a dip where your brain needs to recover. Trying to just power through those dips? That's exactly why you feel so drained and why your focus just disappears after an hour or so. So how do we actually work with this rhythm instead of against it? Well, say hello to the 52-17 rule. It's so simple. You work with total, intense focus for 52 minutes. Then, and this part is crucial, you take a complete, totally disconnected break for 17 minutes. This simple little structure respects your brain's natural cycle of work and recovery. And please, make no mistake about this. The break is part of the training. It's for recovery. It's not for distraction. If you grab your phone and start scrolling through social media, you are not recovering. You're just blasting your brain with a fire hose of new information. You got to treat it like an athlete resting between sets. You stand up, you stretch, grab some water, but you let your mind actually recharge. All right, so once you've got your rhythm down, it is time for phase 2, building the bubble. You have to learn how to protect that precious focus. Your ability to concentrate is really only as strong as the environment you create for yourself. You know, we're so quick to blame ourselves. We think, I just can't focus today. But what if the problem isn't you? What if your setup is just garbage? I mean, if your phone is buzzing on the desk right next to you, you've already lost the battle before you've even started. Your environment is either helping you or it's hurting you. There's no in between. So here's the protocol to fix that. Step 1, your phone goes into exile. Put it in another room. Seriously, end of story. 2, go into monk mode. You tell your family, your roommates, whoever, that you are off limits for a specific amount of time. And 3, if you're working online, you live by the one-tab rule. Close out every single thing that isn't absolutely essential for the task you're doing right now. And hey, you can have a little bit of fun with this when you're setting those boundaries. Let people know that you're serious about your focus time, but do it in a way that gets a message across. You know, setting those expectations up front is the key to making your monk mode actually work. Now for phase 3, use ruthless specificity. We've managed our time, we've managed our space. Now we have to manage the task itself. Because how you define your work can make all the difference between getting started and just staring at the wall. Think about why we procrastinate. A lot of the time, it's because our goal is just way too vague. When your to-do list just says study math, your brain has no idea where to even start. It doesn't know what done looks like. It's just this huge, intimidating cloud of a task. And that feeling of overwhelm, it just kills your motivation. So, the solution is to give your brain a very specific target. Instead of that vague goal, you have a clear mission. Solve 20 questions from Chapter 3 on integration. See the difference? Now your brain has a finish line it can actually see. And that clarity is what creates urgency and gets you into action. All right, finally, let's talk about the mental game, the champion's mindset. You can have the best system in the entire world, but if your own mind is working against you, it's just going to be a constant uphill battle. How you frame the challenge, well, it's everything. Look at that number. Just look at it. 10 hours.
When your brain sees that, it sees this giant, scary mountain. And its natural response is to feel completely overwhelmed, to panic, and honestly, to just shut down. It feels impossible before you even begin. So here's how you trick your brain. You stop counting hours and you start counting sessions. 10 hours isn't one giant block of misery, no way. It's just 3 sessions of 3 hours. Or maybe it's 4 shorter sessions of 2.5. Each one of those is a small, manageable hill. You climb one, you recover, and then you climb the next. See? Much easier. And when you start putting all of these pieces together, it becomes way more than just a handful of tips. It's the foundation for a whole new system, and really a whole new identity, the study athlete.
So always remember this, studying for 10 hours isn't some kind of magic. It's the result of applying a disciplined system, just like an athlete who's training for a huge competition. With the right method, this kind of performance is absolutely within your reach.
So here it is, your new training plan all summed up. First, you're going to respect your body's natural rhythm with smart breaks. Second, you're going to build a distraction-proof bubble to protect your focus. And third, you're going to be a beast by using ruthless specificity with your goals.
Ultimately, this whole method just comes down to shifting your perspective. You are not a prisoner chained to a desk serving a sentence. You are a mental athlete in training, and you are strategically building the strength and endurance you need to build your future. This isn't about forcing yourself to do more. It's about training smarter so that you can achieve more. It's a fundamental change in how you see your work and your own potential. So the real question I have for you is this. Are you ready to stop being a prisoner and start training like a pro?